talk now. This MMA, what we talking about? Yeah, you tuned into the pod now. Gonna be hard for you to stop now. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in.
Welcome back to another episode of Caged In. I'm your host, Chris DiCarlo. Got a very special guest making his return to the show. It's the biggest flyweight in the world, Joe Poirier. How we doing, my man?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Hey, man, I know you got a big fight coming up, Cage Titans 59. I know you're in the middle of training camp and whatnot, so I'm glad you got a little bit of time to come talk to me, man. I appreciate it.
Of course. Love to be on the podcast.
Hey, man. Last time I talked to you, I know you were in a little bit of an off season because you had a hand injury. Obviously, you fought after we spoke, but I was just curious, how's the hand doing? Everything heal up okay? Everything back to 100%?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't get to really test it out in the fight, but I've been throwing it in the sparring room and everything like that and hasn't had any problems. So yeah, no complaints.
Perfect, man. Good. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Let's talk about your last fight a little bit before we get into the next one. Your pro debut. It's a big one, man. Pro debut, Cage Titans 58 versus Rob Fuller. You go in there, win by round one, Flue Choke. What went into your decision to turn pro? Why was now the right time to do that for you?
We were contemplating doing one more after the title fight out in New York.
Mm.
And before like the fight had even happened, we were up in the air if we were gonna do one more or not. And after that performance, 3 rounds, it was a tough fight. Really had to push through some stuff. And after that one, all the coaches just thought it was time. Kind of would be a waste to stay amateur after that. You know what I mean? No reason to go through any more battles unless it was for the pro ranks. So yeah, pretty much right after that fight, we decided to go pro.
Perfect, man. Did anything feel different about that pro debut, knowing that it was, your pro debut 0-0 clean slate? The training camp feeling different, the walkouts feeling different, anything, any added pressure, anything like that, anything that felt different to you going into that one specifically?
Yeah, I'd say I felt the most relaxed I ever have going in there. I think it was because I've been fighting such high level competition, the past few fights in my amateur career.
For
So
sure.
once I came over to pro, we kind of just wanted to get these first few out of the way, know what I need to do and how to finish the fight. And it's really just about going in there and performing, you know what I mean? But no, I didn't really have any nerves because it was the first pro fight or anything. It was honestly a step down in competition from what I was used to, you know what I mean? So
Mm.
that also has the nerves that come with it though, because then you expect to win and everything, but definitely nothing like my high level amateur fights.
Definitely. And, going into that fight with Rob, beginning of the first round, he came out through a big, heavy right hand. Was that something that you were anticipating him to come out kind of hot and heavy that early?
Oh, he always comes out swinging, you know what I mean? That's it's just his MO.
Mm.
Come out and throw bombs. So yeah, once we had the opportunity, we were talking about taking it to the ground, because there's just no reason to play in that wild exchange that he gets into. You know what I mean? We have
Hmm.
the skills to finish it anywhere, so might as well do the path of least resistance. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So yeah, everybody keeps coming up to me about this right hand, but
Mhm.
honestly, my guard was up. It came over the shoulder and like glanced to my head, but like the impact, like the sound and everything was all like his arm hitting my back of my arm, like my shoulder area. You know what I mean?
Right. I didn't think it landed very cleanly at all, to be honest.
No, but that's what everybody remembers is the right hand, I
They
guess.
they remember the right hand, but they don't remember you finishing it by Von Flue because that's a pretty impressive submission to land on a guy in your first pro fight, man. A lot of guys that have been in the game forever don't even have a Von Flue on their record. You go out there and you get it done in the first one. How did you feel about the end of that fight? Getting it done, getting the first one in the books. What were the emotions like that night after starting your pro career 1-0?
Like I said, it was really calm. I was real calm through the whole thing. Um, I liked the Von flu because it was rare and everything, but I was just trying to use it to have him let go of my legs and have me be able to pass the guard. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to ground and pound finish,
Mhm.
utilize some of those elbows.
For sure.
But take whatever I can get. Path, like I said, path of least resistance. These first few are just about firing them off, staying injury free. You know what I mean? So no complaints really.
Definitely, man. Going into the next one, man, Cage Titans 59 on May 27th. I know you're currently in fight camp for that event. Any changes to fight camp? I know you're over at Lozon's. I know you train over with Connor Matthews in the basement. Are those your two primary locations? Have you added or changed anything since the last time we spoke?
Yeah, I've actually just started recently. My work schedule changed, so I'm training a lot at nights now, and I've been going to BTT,
Hmm.
Brazilian top team, and there's a lot of good local guys there that have been giving me some good looks. And then also I've been going up to Lawrence and working with the New England cartel guys up there. It's always a
Nice.
great look. Yeah, I've been doing some. I was for the pro debut. I was actually up there doing some sparring and some drilling and stuff like that. Yeah, they always have an intense room up there, so that's a good look.
Oh, I'm sure. And how do each of these gyms that you're kind of getting some work in, how do each of them kind of help you out specifically individually? Like what does the basement bring that's different than cartel, and what does cartel bring that's different than BTT? What's different? You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm the biggest thing is just the new bodies. You know what I mean? You get comfortable with your training partners and you know what their habits are, they know what your habits are. So it kind of becomes a little bit stagnant. So it's
Mm.
nice to just the fresh bodies going around, moving around, being able to work with these different guys. And you got to be able to have different levels too. You know what I mean? You got to sometimes be able to be the hammer, sometimes be the nail. You can't always be the best, can't always be the worst in the room. So it's just good to get the varied looks.
Definitely, man. And there's so many, like I always say, there's so many good places to train in our area that we are fortunate to live in, that you can go anywhere and get good work in because there's so many high level facilities around here. So it's good that you're kind of, getting some good looks and making sure that the stuff doesn't get stale for you. I think that's important.
Yeah, yeah. These guys are all killers. You know what I mean? I couldn't even say one has something better than the other. It's just all killers in most of these gyms, and it's my pleasure to work with them. You know what I mean?
Definitely. All right, man, let's get into it. Cage Titans 59 going down on May 27th. I know your original opponent, you were scheduled to fight Seth Basler. What kind of happened? I know he ended up falling out. What kind of happened there? What happened with the opponent change?
I don't even know. Mike messaged me and said Basler's out. I didn't really ask too much about it. You know what I mean? I just want the next name, make sure we got something booked because I'm not looking to miss any cards this year. I want to bang them out back to back. So it was just more, all right, what do we do next? And yeah, I'm done because this is the second time Basler's pulled out, so I really lost interest in fighting him. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? I don't feel like putting any investments into him at this point. So yeah, we're moving on from that, just on to the next.
For sure. I know that you do have a new opponent that is scheduled for you. Are you allowed to speak on that? And if you can, tell us, what's next for Joe Poirier on May 27th?
Yeah, so they gave me a new name, John Medina, I believe it is.
Hmm.
He's um he's a Muay Thai guy, 3-1, I think is his Muay Thai record. I don't really know too much about him. He's kind of a ghost online, honestly. I just know what Mike told me. 5'6". The fight's at 130 pounds. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't even seen a picture of the guy. I don't even know what he looks like, but
For sure. Um, how did you feel about, I know you don't know too much about him, but how do you feel about this matchup compared to your original matchup versus Basler?
um, Basler's more of a striker. This guy's more of a striker. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So my game plan doesn't really change too much though from fight to fight. You know what I mean? I feel comfortable enough in every area that I just go wherever it takes me. You know what I mean? I'm not looking to force anything. Just whatever openings come, present themselves. That's where I'm going. So it doesn't really change too much for me. I plan to be at the top of this sport, so nothing at this level should bother me, no matter what it is.
100%, man. Of course, of course. You know, when you envision this fight and you envision you going in there May 27th, how do you see yourself getting the victory, and how do you see yourself getting that hand raised?
Violently. See it going violent. I'm not sure how, but I'm gonna be throwing with everything I got and looking to take his lights out.
There you go, man. I love to hear that. The opponent change, that doesn't bother you. Like I know you already mentioned it, but that doesn't bother you at all. You know, it's just another person to get in there and
As
get
long
another
as
W
I
against.
as long as I have somebody in front of me come May 27th, I really don't care who it is. You know what I mean? As long as a fight happens and I can get another fight out on May 27th, then the opponent really doesn't matter.
Hmm. Love to hear that, man. And you know, of course, what can the fans at the Plymouth Memorial Hall expect from Joe Poirier once that cage door closes on May 27th?
Expect electricity. You know what I mean? I'm looking to put on a show. I'm not there to win a point fight or hold somebody on the ground like some of these other guys and just survive and get a finish. You know what I mean? I'm kill or be killed in there. I'm gonna go for it all. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, man! You always do bring the electricity. You always bring the energy. Your fights are always entertaining, for either as long as they last, or you know, sometimes we see you go in there and get some good cage time and go to the distance. But man, it's you know, I'll be there May 27th. I can't wait to watch you go, you know, cash in, go 2-0. You and the guys at the gym over there, you guys are all finding a lot of success early in your careers. It's really awesome to see as a fan from the outside. So, you know, congrats on all the success, and you know, nothing but continued success for you and the boys over there for sure.
Thank you. You too, man. I see you doing your thing, killing it out there.
Bro, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Before I
Yeah, of
get you out of
course.
here, man, you know, I do like to end these things on some fun, random questions. Got a few for you
All
before I
right,
can get
let's
you out of
go.
here, and then we'll let you get on your way and, you know, go get back to fight camp.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
If you could see one artist perform live, dead or alive, who would it be?
One artist perform. Mozart.
Mozart?
Yeah.
There you go. Some classical music.
Yeah, why not?
There you go. What's your did you have a favorite cartoon growing up? Childhood cartoon?
Childhood cartoon. Um, Trying to think here.
Were you
I was
more
a
of like
big
a Nickelodeon guy, like a Cartoon Network guy? Did you have like a specific channel that you were always watching?
I was a big like Power Rangers guy when I was a kid. Loved the Power Rangers.
Hell yeah.
Yep. What else? I'm trying to think of a cartoon. Um, Used to watch a little bit of SpongeBob, of course. Who didn't watch that back in the day?
Of course, dude. The GOAT.
You know,
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
any superpower. Let's see. These are good questions.
Hey, you know, I
Um,
gotta come with the heat.
any superpower. I guess I guess flying. Flying would be
Flying?
dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That's a good one, man. You can't go wrong with flying. And the
Yeah.
last one, man, the last one. If you could describe yourself as a fighter in 3 words, how would you describe yourself?
The best ever.
The best ever. There we go, man. Love to hear it. Love to hear it,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, Joe. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for taking the time.
All right. I appreciate it.
Best of luck, man. I'll see you May 27th. Go out there, cash in, go 2-0, and you know, have a
Awesome.
great night
Yeah.
that
I
night.
got a world's biggest flyweight shirt for you.
Yes, sir. I will make sure that I link up with you beforehand, and I'll snag that from you, and I'll be rocking it in the crowd, man, for sure.
Awesome.
All
Awesome.
right, all right, Joe. Have a good one, man. Have a good
You too,
training
man.
camp,
Thank
and
you.
we'll see you on fight night.
Awesome. Yeah. Can't wait.
Down for the count and he can't even talk now. This MMA, what we talking about? Yeah, you tuned into the pod now. Gonna be hard for you to stop now. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in.